Hello, welcome back to learning about the slope-intercept equation of a line in algebra. What we're going to do is very simple in this lesson. I'm just going to write an equation of a line down, and then we're going to write down the slope and the y-intercept, reading it directly from the equation. We've done this a lot in the last section, so it's almost kind of silly we're doing it again, but it's really so important. I want to make sure that you totally get it. So this is an equation of a line. You need to get used to seeing it like this. What is the slope? What is the y-intercept? The slope is whatever is in front of x. That is what the slope is. So all you have to do is say that the slope m is equal to 2. The y-intercept is whatever number is sitting over here. So we call it the y-intercept, or you could use b, the letter b, but I'll just write it as y-intercept is equal to 1. Those are the answers. Simple. All right, let's go on to the next one. We're just going to do a bunch of these because it's really important that you understand. Y is equal to 1/2 x minus 3. What is the slope? The slope is whatever is in front of x, in this case 1/2. The y-intercept is whatever number is sitting out there. However, there's a negative in there, so you have to include that, so it's -3. The y-intercept is -3. That's the answer. What if we have y is equal to -1/2 x plus 6? What is the slope? The slope is whatever is in front of x. -1/2. You have to include that negative, don't forget that. The y-intercept is whatever number is sitting out there. Now, look here, the slope is negative in this case, so just by looking at it, you know the line is going to slant downward. We've talked about that before. So, and whereas these are going to slope upwards. Okay. Next guy here. What if we have y is equal to 8 minus 2x? Now here I'm trying to trick you, right? I'm giving it to you in a different way, right? Oh, 8 minus, that's different than mx plus b. That's a number, but everything is still here. The slope is whatever is in front of x, I guess is what I'm trying to get you to see from this problem. -2 in this case. The y-intercept is whatever number is hanging out there, 8. Positive 8, because it's just a positive number. Okay, just like this. And we just have a couple more of these. What about the crazy looking line y is equal to x? You might look at that and say, well, that doesn't match the pattern mx plus b. But let me encourage you to look at it like this. Y is equal to mx plus b, where b is 0. Now, it suddenly does fall into the slope-intercept form. This is just the number 1 in front of x. The y-intercept is actually 0. So the slope is whatever's in front of x, which is 1. The y-intercept, which we can call b, mx plus b, is equal to 0. So that means that if you were to graph this, this line passes through the origin when y is equal to 0. So that the graph is right here where they cross is where y is 0. That's where that line is going to pass through there when b is equal to 0. Last problem. What about the crazy line y is equal to -4? And again, you might say, well, this isn't match the form. Well, let me expand your mind a little bit and say y is equal to mx plus b. Let's call it 0x minus 4. Right? Don't you agree that these are the same thing? I just have a 0 in front of the x here. That's why you don't see it. But it is a number times x plus b. So in this case, the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is -4. So if the slope is 0, don't you agree that this is a horizontal line? This is a horizontal line, and the y-intercept is going to be at -4, right? Now, we've already talked about horizontal lines, so you should already recognize this as a horizontal line, and now you're kind of seeing it from a different angle. It's a horizontal line because of the reasons we talked about in the previous lesson, but you can see that there's an invisible slope of 0 out here, and that's another reason why you can consider this to be a horizontal line. I just wanted to give you practice with pulling this information out of these graphs because we're going to spend a lot of time graphing. We've done some graphs